What's up, everybody? It's your boy Frostbite, and welcome back to It's Frost Last War. Look, we're on the Versus series. This is day 2 we are going to be breaking down today. Day 2 is all about building upgrades. What are buildings? Well, that's all of these fun things that you're looking at on your base. So let's dig into it. Today's stuff is all about base expansion. You get points for using 1-minute construction speedups, increasing building power by 1 point, dispatching UR trade trucks 1 time, performing UR secret task 1 time. Of course, always the buying trucks or packs or whatever gives you points, and then recruiting survivors. Alright, so let's dig into it. How do you score 7.2 mil on this day? Well, I'm going to break it down to you. If you wait until Tuesday or day 2 to start this particular day, it's a good likely chance, unless you have a lot of built up speed ups, that you're going to struggle to hit your goal for the day. So what do you do to make that happen? This is something that you start on Wednesday of every week. The day after you get done with this day, you should start building for the next week. How do you do that? Okay, so my day is practically over with. I've already opened my chest today. We're saving this week. Didn't go crazy. As you can see, I have some things that are being built. Now, this is, for everybody that has these, I always recommend, I tell everybody at the very beginning in the intro and all the stuff of what's important, what do you need. If you buy anything in this game, this is something I recommend. Get all 4 of these builds if you can. If you can't, that's fine. You should be able to now because the game gives you the new free thing, which is really cool. You can tell that they're really trying to level the playing field. So you have these opportunities here to be able to earn in-game money, basically, to spend on that kind of stuff, which is a really big, huge plus in my opinion, especially for all of our free-to-play players, who I would imagine is very aggravated that they watch all these people just dump money into the game, get strong, whatever. So, hats off to Last War and the devs and making that happen for everybody. But back into the video. So as you can tell, I am building my level 30 aircraft center. So I got 20 days on this. So I can't bank on this probably giving me points next week, even though it is going to be a crazy amount of points, okay? For example, let's say that I go to this upgrade. The power level is going to be an increase up to 165,000, so you can multiply the difference of the increase in that power level times 1 or whatever the actual point percentage is, and that is a huge boost just for this one particular build. So what gives you big boost? Obviously, headquarters, higher level drill grounds, these tank centers, basically your drones, not drones, your fourth and first squads. If you're in a season, some of your season buildings, as higher they get, these tech centers, huge points. Hospitals, barracks, all of these, the higher level they go, the more that you're going to get for them. Wall is another big point system here. So how do you make up the difference? Obviously, if I were to click here and I started my wall, which I'm not because I'm trying to work on something else, I can't really spend the resources and I have time. But that's 31 days. Well, obviously, that's not going to help me much next week, right? So while it might be okay to take 1 or 2 of these builds and actually work, and start some of the heavier builds for you so that you have those going, in the meantime, you're going to do stuff like this right here. You're going to level up this kind of stuff. So I'm just going to take a couple of these builds here, and it's going to take me, a day or so, or 18 to 20 hours to get those. Now, note that when these are finished, they will be finished most likely by tomorrow morning. And they're going to be these nice little pretty unwrapped presents. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. I cannot describe this any further other than leave them alone. Go to the very next build and start building that. Get as many of those unboxed presents as you possibly can throughout the entire thing, okay? Without your whole board. Because on this day, you're going to need to unpop those presents because that's a very important way to add to your score each and every week. Now, the higher you get in level, the more that's going to be difficult, but that is why if you go to your inventory down here and you click on statistics and you go to speed ups, it's important for you to try to save up these speed ups. Try not to use them all every single week. Have some save weeks to where maybe you only hit 3.6 or 3.2 and you just kind of build those up. Right now, this week, I'm not spending any universal speed ups whatsoever. We had a big push last week trying to save this up. Actually going to try to push this above 50 just for troop training and stuff for all the big battles we got coming up in the season. Should be able to get that there probably by the end of next week, first part of the week after. Um, but either way, we'll get that build up. So just be patient in that sense. All right, you are trade trucks. If you go over here to your truck center, and you go to your truck, you'll have 4 little things that you can do. Some of you may only have 3 if you don't have the special monthly pass. If that's you, that's okay. You do the 3 and then you'll just have to remember to go back and do it again, or you could just leave it if you chose to. But if you were to click on this, it's going to pull the truck up and it's going to be a color. If it's gold, that's beautiful. Hit send. If it's not gold, on this day, you will hit the refresh button until it turns gold. You should not be refreshing these every day until you're a high enough level that you have enough tickets that you're not ever going to run out. Okay. Once you get to about 100 or so, you usually can kind of do this every day and adapt to this every day, and it is a good thing to do every day. But specifically, if you're just starting out, you're watching this video, you're not really sure, this is the day you turn all of your trucks gold, because you get like 200,000 points or whatever your screen says, whatever your screen says for that. The other is going to be the UR task. As you can see here, these are all of the tasks that we've done. You see how all of mine are gold? All right, now I'm one of those that's at a high enough level now that I get enough of these tickets every day that I can turn this gold with gems, and I'll do this every single day. I'm going to turn every one of these golds. If you're an active player and you've built up enough, you should be able to do that at some point. However, if you're not and you don't have a lot of very high level squad heroes, you might only be able to send out 2 of these at a time. Refresh them, get at 3, 4, 5 of them, whatever you're comfortable with. But until you get this mega mode down here that says mega refresh and mega deploy, which you don't get, I think, until you either get to like base level 27 or a certain VIP stage. I'm not sure if it's 12 or whatever it is. But just be very careful because the game likes to screw you. They will give you the gold on like the first 3 or 4, and then they'll make you spend 30 of those refresh tickets and still not get your gold. So I always try to, kind of balance that, get a few of them, and then just move on for the day. Recruitment, recruiting survivors, I haven't used mine, not going to use mine, don't need to, saving this week. I'll probably just let these build up over time just to use for a big push week or something. They're great for last minute pushes. You just pop them in real quick, little bitty points, really quick to use. But these are definitely things that you're going to want to do. Why are these important? Well, if you go right here to your actual hero, your survivor list, these survivors add research percentage and stuff to your tech centers and all those different things. And you can see eventually you're going to get to where all of these are going to be near gold, and that is beautiful once you get there. But just know that you just want to keep pushing these, keep leveling them up little by little. Another important thing I want to remind everybody of, especially if you're early on and you haven't been doing this, make sure you start doing this right now. As long as you have a good amount of these attribution tokens over here, you want to buy these survivor tokens. You want to buy them out every single week. If you don't start this early on, you're going to run out and you're going to have more survivors and they're going to be ready to level up and you're really not going to be able to keep up with it. there's still going to be a time to where it's probably not going to happen anyway, because like if I go right here, you can see I got 600 of these just to move this to the next level. I try to balance it out to where I don't overload it, and I keep using these and buying these so that, I kind of balance it out as I go. But that is a very thing that I messed up on one of my earlier servers that I was on. And it's just aggravating because, like, you want to level them all up, you have the opportunity to level them all up, but then you need those little tokens and you don't have it. So keep that in mind. A little fun pro tip for you: be buying that out every single week. Now, the other thing you're going to buy out in this store for this specific day is going to be the construction speed ups here. All right, you want to buy those every single week. And you want to make sure that you're using those every single week, unless that you have enough buildings. Now, look, if you're saving or if you don't really have a need to push power for points for versus, if y'all aren't really having a strong competitive type week to where they're like, hey, we're really gonna have to dig in, we're really gonna have to spend everything we got to try to win this. If your launch is just kind of chilling that week, I recommend just trying to pop your presence, let that build up, see where you're at, and once you get to your 7.2, like I'm at 7.6 for the day. I think I might have a few of the things. I think I spent most of my little speed ups that I got because it's just constrained. I got an hour or so left. I'll get some more of those naturally as the week progresses. But just keep in mind that that's another little thing that you want to do. Buy those construction speed ups and use them. But listen, use them smart. If you remember the video that I put earlier on where I say play with purpose, have a plan, don't spend unless you really actually take time to think. Well, if you buy those speed ups, that is 5 8-hour speed ups. So that's 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40, right? So that's 40 hours plus the 10 hours. That gives you a little over 2 days of instant speed ups that you get right away. Okay? So, what does that mean? Well, obviously, I don't want to use those speed ups on this because while I'll get those points, I don't have the opportunity to maximize my points by also getting the points per power. So I lose out on that. So I want to speed up something like this right here. Because I know that I can speed this all the way up and I can actually pop this present. So I get the speed up points and I get the points for popping the present all at the same time. All right. Outside of that, that's really all you can do on this day. There's not a whole lot of special fun tricks to this day. This is one of those grinding days. Some days you do it, some days you don't. Some of you will have to tap into a little bit of your universal speed ups if you're really close to a build. But again, the key to this day, the number one thing you have to do to make sure this day is always successful is plan ahead. You have to do specific builds. You have to pay attention on what you can build that's going to be able to bring big points that you can pop, week in, week out. So, like, I will build up for next week, and I will try to figure out which ones that I can do to get my 7.2 next week. And then the week after that, I might actually be able to speed this up, or I may do the same thing another week and then wait for this to speed up naturally. It really just depends on what we're doing that week, how we're spending, what we're doing in that mindset. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, buildings, speed ups, that is the equivalent of day 2. Y'all just remember that I'm making these videos not just to explain how to do something, but why we do something. Why do we do this? Because versus matters, okay? What did I get for today? Remember, I got all these Valor badges. I got Iron Chest. I've got upgraded ore. There's so many different things that I was able to get that helps me towards my goals. So always try to tie back into what you're doing, how it affects your goals. Also, don't sleep on arms race. As you can see, I love this new feature right here to be able to go back to anything that you've missed. My go-to is always hero recruitment tickets. I don't spend a lot of them, so I can pop 30 of these real quick. It's not a big issue, and I instantly get that. And then I can go and I finish my arms race for the day. Boom, puts me over to the 18, pops that. That's just that many more recruitment tickets and hero shards that I'll have for the next day. Now, remember, before we log off, we're going to look and try to see what tomorrow is. Tomorrow, of course, is Age of Science. We have a lot of things we're going to be doing. One of them's radar task. So what are we doing? We're not spending radar tasks today, right? Because you're a smart and a very patient player. So we're going to let this build up. As you can tell, this is going to build up, and I'm going to have right at 40, if not for a full 40, come time for tomorrow. And I'm going to be able to get those extra points. As you also can tell, I've got this one right here cooking. Probably will leave that one alone. But I was able to do a smaller build on my research to make sure that this was free, because come tomorrow I've got to start digging into these to be able to spend some of this these valor badges right here. uh, and I'm working right now. Most all of my stuff tomorrow will go toward this little section here, trying to get this extra bill grounds, because I really need that to be able to stock up on more troops, which will help me in terms of battle and longevity of surviving and being able to be active for my alliance. Y'all, that's going to be all for today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share this with friends. Talk about it, talk about me. Doesn't matter as long as you watch and pay attention. Until next time, you already know what to do. Keep learning, keep growing, and most of all, as always, stay